Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 24th of October. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, the euro's pulled back yesterday, got back to its weekly pivot there, pushing up from that at the moment. Now, coming down the time frames, it's still looking okay for continuation on this 4-hourly. The 60-minute though, we've got the daily pivot just not far below actually. If it was to pop down on that, I wouldn't be too surprised. Now, whilst talking about the euro dollar, may as well look at the news coming out today, because there's a whole raft of euro news between 8 this morning and of course the finishing with the 1:30 press conference with Draghi. So 8 o'clock, well, Spanish unemployment not so important, but 8:15 we've got the French services and manufacturing data. 8:30 we've got the German data, the manufacturing and services. Then 9 we've got the European figure as a whole. Now these figures have been pretty low of late. Certainly some of the more key numbers, such as manufacturing for Germany, down to 42 is expected. It was 41.7 last time. Some of them have already been corrected. The figures from last time have actually been corrected lower. So they were sort of I remember these are the flash data, so some of them are corrected after the event. So in fact all three services numbers were corrected lower last time. So services, manufacturing not looking great there at the moment, and in Europe, and that will be the key thing that will be focused on this morning. And then give it a couple of hours, and we've got at 12:45 we've got the main refinancing rate and monetary policy statement. Now there was a lot of turmoil amongst the players in terms of quite a few did not want to cut interest rates or make them negative, or as negative as they are now. It's Draghi's last meeting. Whether it will come to anything, we'll see. But that's at 1:30 his press conference. So volatility is certainly there. But as I said, I don't think there'll be anything different to last, unless I'm completely wrong. They won't be changing anything, put it that way. I very much doubt it. Okay, the pound. Well, didn't quite get down to its weekly pivot yesterday, but did do a reversal, and at the moment it too looks like it's actually got a pivot below, which may just draw it down. But this sort of move that's been running through, even ignoring the fact that the deal's not been promoted or anything else, it's holding on there quite well yesterday, and pushed up, caught the daily pivot as ever. And then today looks like it's could be looking for a rollover back towards that pivot, but today's pivot, but where from there possibly a continuation to the upside. So there was certainly some dollar weakness running through yesterday. Okay, that's the pound. Yen. So yen again, pitched up yesterday, came back to its weekly pivot, and closed pretty much on that, but it's since rallied from that, away from that sort of area. I mean, spiked through it. It's looking now, just looking at how it is at the moment, is a bit quite messy here. Maybe the new daily pivots were pretty much where yesterday's was there, may just spike back down towards that at some stage, but I do wonder whether it will. I mean, I've seen the softening attack of the I say attack, but the softening approach rather of the big money. And I do wonder if it will head further south, and particularly with Chinese US talks being a little bit more friendly, maybe. Aussie dollar. The Aussie gained quite well, but sold off through the Asian session this morning so far. In fact, the way it's coming down at the moment, looks like it's going to put a lower high in and head maybe still back to a weekly pivot, still untouched there, so still got some potential for that. Certainly looks soft at the moment already through the daily. Very tight range for most of yesterday. It really didn't get, I mean, it sold off through the Australian, with the Australian data coming out yesterday, not really doing too much thereafter. Actually, yeah, very little really, and at the moment, to me, it looks like one of the weaker pairings there. As I say, potential back maybe to that weekly pivot at some stage. Canadian dollar. Well, that's been strengthening and strengthening over the last week or so. It's done better than it has for a long time in terms of some strength coming through here, taking full advantage of everything. There may be is a bit of divergence. There is some divergence at these lows here, so maybe we'll see a reversal. Still got the weekly pivot above, but quite a distance away from that range-wise. It may just not be able to make it now. Bearing in mind there's nothing really to that may shake it up at this stage. Just looking at where we are at the moment, it's just looking like it's bear flagging and looking like it will roll further south there at the moment, down maybe towards the 3057 area of the S1. Okay, that's pretty much it. So news-wise, aside of the European news, which I mentioned a little while ago, we've got core durable goods later in the US at 1:30. So watch out just before Draghi speaks. That data comes out bang on 1:30. And flash manufacturing then at 2:45, and again these manufacturing numbers are being watched a lot closer at the moment with the talk of running into sort of recession, etc. So that's it for me. Have a great day. I'll speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.